Welcome back to On the Rise with myself, Lane, and we are here to break down the recent Raheem Edwards to CF Montreal trade and why I believe this move makes so much sense. So let's get straight into this move for CF Montreal. Despite only finishing in 10th position last year in the MLS, CF Montreal only finished 2 points back of making the MLS playoffs, and CF Montreal are now set for a relatively busy MLS offseason, as it has already kicked off very early for the Canadian side, who have already made multiple moves regarding trades and transfers, as they have opened the MLS offseason with a trade involving LA Galaxy, which has seen the Canadian side in CF Montreal send $400,000 in GAM, general allocation money, to LA Galaxy. Coming the other way to CF Montreal is the ex-Canadian international in Raheem Edwards, who now of course joins the club for a second stint. But why would CF Montreal want to bring back Raheem Edwards after really only leaving the club 5 years ago? Well, CF Montreal are getting a complete left back and left midfielder who is really a top MLS professional and who is extremely versatile. Raheem Edwards possesses that ability to play at any position along the left-hand flank. Whether that's left midfield, left back, or even left wing back, Edwards can play at a very high level, mostly at left back or left midfield, but also being able to play at wing back is an extraordinary quality to have. And it's unbelievable to be able to do that, especially with a new manager being looked at to come into CF Montreal. It'll really give him a lot of options, whether that's a shape, system, or formation. It will be a huge asset to have as a new manager stepping into the club. But last season, Raheem Edwards was truly deployed as a left back at LA Galaxy, under, of course, ex-TFC manager in Greg Vanney. This left back role truly gets the most out of Raheem Edwards, who is a well-rounded left back with an incredible ability to win the ball in the tackle, as last season Edwards won 2.79 tackles per 90, which landed him in the 86th percentile among fullbacks worldwide, which is absolutely extraordinary. Which, for an attacking-minded fullback, Edwards also has a very clean passing range, as Edwards is a very tidy player on the ball, with last season managing 82.2% completion per 90, seeing him land among the 89th percentile in fullbacks, which for really an attacking-minded fullback in Edwards, who likes to get up the field, likes to play with a dribble, is really incredible that he's able to advance the ball in that sort of fashion, especially going forward, that he's able to complete so many passes. But Raheem Edwards' most exciting attribute is definitely his dribbling. Just like most Canadians, fullbacks, and wingers, Edwards possesses that top dribbling ability, especially when taking on his opponents 1v1. As last season, Edwards managed a 1.97 successful take-on rate per 90, which was unbelievable, seeing him land in the 96th percentile among fullbacks worldwide, which no matter what position you are in, no matter what league you're in, that is a truly incredible to have that sort of success rate when taking on opponents 1v1. So that's a huge attribute Edwards will have joining this CF Montreal side, no matter if he gets deployed as a left midfielder or a left back, because of course last year with LA Galaxy played at left back under Greg Vanney, but CF Montreal under Losada played a 3-4-3 with Ariel Lassiter playing as a left midfielder. Either way, I think Raheem Edwards would be a nod to get the start in this side. But with Raheem Edwards being such a exciting and dynamic left back, he looks to receive the ball in space on the left, off the center backs, and even the midfield, allowing Edwards to be able to match up in great 1v1 situations with an opposing winger or even fullback on the opposition side, giving Edwards that option to take on his man 1v1 or look for that cutting ball in the final third to one of his more attacking-minded midfielders or players in the final third, with Raheem Edwards being so good in dribbling and beating his man, it always gives his side that extra option really in the final third, even if Edwards is the defender, as Edwards still loves to bomb on forward, creating those overlaps and of course those man-to-man abilities and overloads in those spaces in the final third, which will really throw that opposition off, especially when Edwards is always making those bombing runs that teams will always be very scared of. But currently, CF Montreal are yet to hire a manager, which I nodded on just before. They did fire Lasada, who had a very decent year in terms of a rebuilding season for CF Montreal. He was sent a younger squad, a rebuilding situation. He moved off of players like Sean Rea, but he also brought in some great players in likes of Nathan Saliba and a lot of younger talent at CF Montreal. So even getting sacked, he still did have a very decent terms of up and down season for a rebuilding year for CF Montreal. But CF Montreal are still looking for that manager, so it is hard to say where Raheem Edwards will line up for CF Montreal this season, as is yet to determine who their manager is. But with Raheem Edwards being such a versatile player, it makes sense for a manager's dream when walking into a club to have a player such as Raheem Edwards, who is able to be utilized at multiple positions, and to allow a manager to try new formations, new tactics, new systems, new formations, especially if something isn't going right to start his tenure. If he goes in a 4-3-3 with Edwards at left back, he can change to a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3 and use Raheem Edwards, his left back, up at left midfield or as a wing back. It is extremely great quality to have, but guys, I believe this Raheem Edwards move completely makes sense. But anyway, you guys, let me know. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say down below in the comments on if Raheem Edwards to CF Montreal makes sense. I've been on the rise. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.